Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Pre-Market News and Views by In the Money Stocks. Today is Tuesday, March 20th, 2012. Let's get right into the charts here. There's a lot to cover. Start off with the usual S&P 500 E-mini futures contract, which is trading lower by about 8.5 to 9 points, trading right around that 13.95 level at the moment. One thing I want to point out today before we go any further is that it looks like the dollar, the U.S. dollar index, and the S&P 500 are trading inverse this morning. Take a look at the dollar chart today. You'll see it pretty much is inverse to the market. Dollar making a nice little move. Right here you see the dollar pulling back on this bar. This is live right now at basically 8:16 a.m. East Coast time. And you'll see how the futures, the S&P futures that is, caught a little bit of a bid there. So again, it looks like the dollar is starting to have that inverse relationship once again. That has decoupled really in the past week. We have not seen the markets and the dollar really trade in tandem with each other or inverse to each other. They've actually traded in tandem with each other for a period of time, which is a little bit unusual but does happen from time to time. So we'll have to watch that inverse relationship again today. I did notice that over the past couple of hours that is how it is playing out. But in any case, futures are lower to start the day. We'll see where this market goes. We've had a tremendous rally really across the board, no stopping it. High energy prices, market doesn't seem to care. The volume remains light, which is always beneficial for the higher trending market. Remember the old saying from years past, never short a dull market, and this is as dull as we've ever seen it. So we'll see how it plays out today, see if volume picks up, and the market is no longer a dull market. A few other things to go over. You want to watch the Chinese ADRs today. Okay, stocks like Baidu, stocks like NetEase and Sina and Sohu. These are all names that could be under pressure. Last night, the Shanghai index sold off by, I believe, 1.3%. That was quite a decline. When the Shanghai sells off like that, you want to watch the Asian ADRs, especially when the U.S. markets are weak, at least at the open to start the day. Last night there was news economic data really out of Australia. It was from BHP Billiton, who said that China is starting to, they're going to use less steel. Their iron ore demand is flattening. So basically they're telling you that China is slowing down. Today you see BHP trading lower as well. Yesterday the stock closed at 75.51. Today it's at 73.22. Also watch stocks like Rio Tinto. This is another one. Right now it's trading at 55.21. Watch Cleveland Cliffs. This one has had a big rally recently. Today it's selling off down to the 71.25 level. Not a big hit or nothing terrible on Cleveland Cliffs, but it's just telling us that if China demand slows down, there could be problems out there. A few others you want to watch for: Freeport Mac, that's copper predominantly. That is trading a little bit lower as well. Southern Copper Corp is another one you may want to watch for. VALE, which is Vale, that's another one. You can see it trading down to 23. So anything in the base metal or the industrial metal area could be affected by a China slowdown. And it is looking like China is really hitting the brakes here. So we'll have to see how that all plays out. A couple of other things to watch for today. Gold is down. So market's deflating. First thing to deflate with it, GLD, trading down to the 159.60 level at the moment. Yesterday closed at 161.50. So that is down a couple of points. Silver, same thing. Silver is trading down. You have a stronger dollar. Gold and silver will usually go lower. Also, anytime you have deflationary pressures out there, you'll see the markets fall. Now, oil is the wild card here. Saudi Arabia looks like they've come out and they said they'll produce more oil. I have to believe that oil is already produced. The production out of Saudi Arabia is already maxed out. I don't think they can produce much more than what is needed. But last night, and this is very, very important, China, once again, China's in the news. China also increased their price of gasoline and diesel by, I believe, 7%. So again, the oil energy markets in China are subsidized. So they increased their prices there. That adds to a further slowdown in China. So that's something that we got to watch for as well. And anytime you see, China coming out with such news like this, you got to just be careful on owning any of these Chinese ADRs at this moment. Okay, so just keep that in mind when trading, especially since it's such a big part of the market, and these stocks are major stocks, such as Baidu and other important names. Okay, something else I want to point out real quickly. India was the bright spot last night, but it was only up two. I believe it was up a quarter point. So don't make much out of it, even though it was the bright spot in Asia last night. Looks like the Nikkei was basically flat. The Hang Seng was down over 1% again, and Australia was down about 0.3%. Not a big deal in Australia, but it could be a big deal tonight. All right, let's go over a few different stocks right here that are in the news today. This got this stock TRGT. This is Targacept. This stock has trading down pretty sharply. There's really nothing I see here. So again, I'm just reporting it because it's down so sharply today, down over a point. It's a $7 stock, but there's really nothing I see here. There's going to be a little bit of support, I suppose, around the $6 level, but that would be it. Other than that, be very, very careful with this thing. Let's take a look at Adobe. I believe Adobe reported earnings. The stock is sold off a little bit yesterday after the close, trading up a little bit more. There is nothing I would do with Adobe right now. It looks like a pretty strong gap down. However, it is not very extended from the closing price, so there's always a chance the stock could come back. But I would not get interested in Adobe until around 31.90 and then 31.15. So those are the two levels you could look for an Adobe bounce. Other than that, it is a strong gap down, and the stock is likely to sell off further. Okay. Let's take a look at a couple of others that I have on here. Tiffany's. This stock reported earnings. Stock is trading higher. Do not look for more out of Tiffany's than the 71.85 level or the 72.50 level. That should be maximum upside. I really don't see Tiffany's getting through that level, but it's a decent strength in the gap. The stock has been up nicely since the beginning of middle of January, but I just don't see it getting much higher than that 71.80 to 71.42. Both of those levels could be short-term resistance intraday. Let's take a look at Jefferies. That's another leading broker-dealer. Jefferies is an agency bank as well. The stock is trading higher. Again, I wouldn't touch Jefferies. I think it has a ton, with a capital T, of resistance at 20 bucks. So that's where I stand with that. I know the financials have been very, very strong, but they're getting top-heavy at this point. Jefferies should not have much more strength to get through the $20 area. In fact, it's likely to be a fade candidate around that area. So watch Jefferies around 20 bucks. I really don't. Maybe it's a little bit higher than 20 with the euphoria out there if the market inches up, but I don't see it really getting much more higher than 20 today. Alrighty. With that said, everybody, I think that covers everything I had in my pre-market notes here. I'll leave it there. I want to wish you all a great trading day, and we will see you on the charts tomorrow morning. Take care now.